Hey guys, welcome to a brand new episode. Today we're doing a midweek update, taking a look at Plant vs Undead, who've had some big changes going forward to their PvP. We're going to be looking at Mydefipet and their update, Cryptoblades and their brand new transition onto the Hiko mainnet, and what that means going forward, and taking into account Cryptoblades Kingdom as well. So, plenty to get into. Let's start with Mydefipet. There's been a big change, a big update in that our pets have all changed. All the stats that we worked out, you know, what was good, what wasn't, have all changed now. So we have HP, attack, critical still the same. There was a little change to it. It's gone to attack speed instead of speed. But they've adjusted the values of some of these. We've got food per hour, 1269. That will likely be determined by when you send them to the hunting center, how much they'll actually produce. But these guys that are sent probably don't have that good food output. But look at this, we've done 0.26 Mydefipet. Woo woo! Yes, huge earnings. No, but as I've talked about in earnings, not too bothered about this because as I've said in the previous video, I want this to have have most of the reward pool to come out of PvP. That's what I want them to save it for, and that's what we're going to get if it's not paying out huge rewards. So they added the world boss back into the game, which is coming in early October, which is a little bit disappointing that we're waiting until early October for this to come. But mighty creatures from the nether chain with tremendous power. Send your pets to battle at the evil forces, invaluable rewards. Each boss has many rounds. You can sign up your pet to fight at the beginning of each round. So it looks like it'll be work quite similar, but this time we know that the ones that will have the advantage, so probably earn more Mydefipet, are the ones that are a specific element. So choosing one that is, fire is going to beat wind. Wind is going to be earth. Earth is going to beat water. If you've got that type of advantage, you are going to be able to do bonus damage. Now, what this also kind of think led to a rise in Mydefipet is because it has light and dark on here for Pandaren and Aoshun. So two brand new pets that we don't have in the game currently, but clearly they have these in plans. And I picked up some Mydefipets. If we refresh my balance would show up that I have. Oh, actually, no, I'm not holding Mydefipet because I sold it to purchase something else for the time being. But I have picked up Mydefipet on the Cardia chain and will pick some back up. The price is now dropping because there isn't anything to do with it. So I think people are doing exactly what I did, which is swapping it into things that you need it for. But that's going to be good that we're going to get some new pets. But if that's going to coincide with some big changes, we've got to have the boss battle. I want to see some gameplay, not just adding more pets into the game. So the pet stats, we've got hit points, attack, critical, and attack speed as mentioned, and the critical chance we now know will do 120% of the damage. So having a high attack, high critical is going to potentially do some serious damage. It could even be like a one-hit wonder in PvP when that comes. And the attack speed, if you've got attack, critical, attack speed, they could be a really good deadly combination. So they've stated that you can sign up and choose one pet to fight in a round. It'll cost you some food. There's only a maximum of 1,000 pets that can fight in each round, so you need to sign up quickly. It may take many rounds or only one round to defeat a boss. Depends on the power of the whole legion. Pets will fight the power equals to their stats in the game. At the end of the season, rewards will be distributed based on damage ranking, and after each fight, pets will be wounded. They will need 72 hours to recover. They won't be able to produce silver to go to the happy forest when wounded. So working very much similar to how they planned before, but hopefully there's going to be solutions around gas fees and it's not going to be an absolute mess. And then they've put the arena in as well for seasonal rewards. It looks like it's coming end of Q4. I don't know if this is how it's going to be, but there's going to be an offensive lineup and a defensive lineup. So when you search for the players to attack, you'll use that lineup, and then the defensive lineup will be one that will defend when a rival attacks you. You'll earn trophies when you win a match in PvP and vice versa. The more trophies you earn, the higher rank you reach. The lowest rank is rank 1. Trophy will reset by season, and your reward will be based on your rank at the end of the season. So this is something that I really cannot wait for, because I want some PvP. I want to be able to play for, you know, top ranks, and I feel like I've got a good lineup to actually do that. I've just been sitting on those pets for ages. I think, as I mentioned in a previous video, that when the marketplace, a lot of people are going to be looking to sell their pets, and that's going to be a good time to pick up some pets that are really good for not a lot much D-pet. Then I think if you'd opened the D-pet marketplace 2 months ago, they'd have sold for a lot more than they are now, because I think people have lost a lot of faith in the project. But like people like this, or Rudolph, Tigra, if you might be able to pick up some guys that are, you know, have auras, outlines, and can do some serious damage and have the boosted stats with that. So yeah, we've got that big change in Mydefipet, but it's a little bit, you know, we need something to play now. We need the world buffs, and we need them to work on. We need that to be the next update, in my opinion. Next, an update which we haven't done for a long while is Cryptoblades, because Cryptoblades Kingdom is having its IGO on Seedify on the 28th of September, only 5 days away. If you want to get access to that, you're going to need to access the whitelist, and you will need to hold S Fund. I don't hold S Fund, but I think I need to get some, because this is going to be obviously one of the bigger games on the blockchain at the moment, because Cryptoblades is a huge following, so it's going to be massively popular when this token goes live. So getting in on it now, I think we're going to see a big, you know, multiplication in how much this goes up. Maybe I'd say over 10x based on the initial market cap. So if we go to the article that they put out on this, they talk about what Cryptoblades Kingdom is going to offer. It's going to be, you know, a very big MMORPG. It's going to involve a metaverse which will feature lands, buildings, and guilds, new gameplay modes like raids, PvP, PvE, and dungeons. And you can own some of these territories, and you can battle for them. Some will only be accessible through raids. So it means that the acquisition, you're going to have to be strong, and you're going to have to potentially not just work on your own, but there'll be guild gameplay. So building a guild of like-minded Cryptoblade players that have good equipment, high-level characters, are going to help you out to maybe take and hold some of these territories and gain access to their resources. The king token is going to be what is going to be used for the economy, so it's not going to be skill. They're going to create their own token for this game, and it's going to be what you're going to use to purchase things, in-game lands, resources, items, and they will come in the form of NFTs that will be tradable and sellable. They have already raised $4 million for the development funds through multiple, you know, big names, big partners. This is going to give the developing team, you know, plenty of funds to be able to build this to a good standard. The reason why I think this is going to, you know, multiply by quite a bit, the initial market cap is only 400k, and you know, the likes of what we're seeing, the bigger games now on the blockchain are reaching like 1 billion market cap. Monster Infinite, 500,000. Peter and Arena looking at over 1 billion already. And you know, this is obviously the biggest game that's ever been on the Binance Smart Chain. Cryptoblades developing from that. Loads of people are invested in this, so as if they're not going to pick up some king token, and that's where I think this is going to absolutely skyrocket. So getting a Seedify allocation is going to be huge in making some money off this from the start, I think. But that's why I'm going to be, I continue to play on my Cryptoblades account. It's going to be, you know, I'm playing at a loss because I'm not going to be making money, because I'm going to be paying for the gas fees on Cryptoblades, and yeah, that sucks. But I've been there before, where, you know, you're investing in a game that's, you know, I was paying gas at the very beginning of Cryptoblades and wasn't getting any returns, but look how good that paid off at 100x. And I think developing these characters to high levels now, when the game comes out, you're gonna have an advantage on people who just come into the game new. And if you're brand new and you haven't played Cryptoblades, you know, you can go to the market and pick up some decent equipment now for a relatively low price compared to what it was. If you want to pick up one of these and you haven't been working on it, then you can pick up one up for only, like, look, level 61 is 5 skill. Now you can get one here for 2.4 skill That's absolutely nothing. You know, $50 to invest in this game to be ready for Cryptoblades Kingdoms. I think if you're not in Cryptoblades, this is a good time to get in and pick up some of these characters. And then you're going to obviously need a weapon to go with that. So you can browse the weapon NFTs, pick up a 5-stat, and go in with, you know, I mean, if we look at the highest price, you're going to pick up for a really top quality one that has matching stats, 2,000 skill. You're having a laugh. It's not going to cost that much. It doesn't take long before the price of these drops. But here we see a, you know, all the same type, 17 skill, which is about $350. That's really good considering, you know, way back it was like 1,000. That would have cost you about $2,000 when the game was big. And obviously that's at the higher end, so we can go down through these and pick even better ones. And I think it's a good time to invest in these. I also think it would be worth picking up a shield, but if you're going to buy a shield, make sure you buy a founder's shield that, you know, has the ability to level up, because I think getting this early again will be massive going forward. So I still believe in this game, and now we've transitioned onto the Hiko mainnet. So they brought out an update today stating that the mainnet is available now for Hiko, so people can transfer their funds over, their skill over there. There is a bridge which you can access via the Discord using this link here. And but the big problem is that you can't swap characters back and forth yet, which is obviously, you know, it means if you start on there, you're gonna have to start again from the base level. So until that happens, I'm not gonna make that transition. But they have some big changes as well. There's going to be a new payout formula that is based on the amount of skill taken in. Payouts will gravitate towards 50% of the raw skill coming into the game. No gas offset and no oracle involved in this. They expect the skill gain from fights shown up front. So fights will show the skill gain up front in battles, that you can choose the battle. This way you know what gains will be before you decide to battle. And there's going to be withdrawal limits. A claim pool withdrawal limit will be enabled based on the new payout formula, updating hourly, roughly 1 day's worth of earnings for the average user. And if they hold more than one skill in the pool, then it's 2 days worth of fighting or 10% of their pool, whichever is highest. So there's new changes. I think they're trying to work towards, you know, getting things back on track. You can also pick now your choice of element when forging, but it will cost 2 times the amount. Random element will cost obviously 1 times the normal price. There's going to be a 100% win rate on raids now. And that's going to be good because I think people are paying a lot of money and skill in gas fees to be able to play them. So it's only fair because, you know, I mean, yeah, we're putting a lot in there. Market fees will require a small skill fee now to add new listings. 2 cents based on Oracle. So at $60 would be $20 total price. But it'll be like 0.66 cents for starters. And the Hiko net they said is going to be deployed, but yeah, that's available now. So a lot of updates in skill. They have a farm which you can use skill USDLP, but it's at 120%, but it's already going down. It's probably not worth it, to be honest. They've only got 9,000 liquidity. It's already down at 325%, but I mean, you might get involved in that, and you know, if you're holding skill in US dollars on the Hiko mainnet, you might as well. Some real incentives for new people to play, get involved, and you know, to keep playing on your account as it is, because I know a lot of people have just stopped playing because of the gas fees. And then finally, Plant vs Undead. Some big changes have happened in here. Game breaking, economy breaking potentially, but is it still worth investing in? Is there still a future in this game? I still think there is, and let's get into why. So they released an article on September the 21st stating 2 big announcements. Firstly, the beta for PvP for Plant vs Undead is going to be released mid-October on the new chain, Factory Chain, which means the mode will use separate ecosystem along with a new token. And here's a brief explanation of how the process is going to go. So during the initial release of PvP mode, players who already own assets in farm mode will be able to replicate all their assets into PvP mode and start playing with their NFTs. 1 week after the release of PvP mode though, Farm mode and PvP mode will be developed independently. After this point, players can no longer transfer assets between the two modes. To ease players into the new ecosystem and lower the volatility of the token, 30% of the current PVU liquidity pool on PancakeSwap will be allocated to the swap pool for PvP mode on FAQ chain. This allows players to swap for the new token as soon as it becomes available. They're also going to continue to add at least 4,000 BNB into the current PVU pool on PancakeSwap until it's time to allocate some of that pool to the FAQ chain to further expand and stabilize PVU's price. 1,500 BNB has been added thus far, which from what I understand is they've already done now. And the changes will benefit both players and developers. For players, they can earn income from both games independently, and for developers, they can improve the core gameplay of two games separately without fear of one game affecting the balance of the other. Secondly, although PvP mode will be its own game type, PvE mode will be integrated into Farm mode, Update 3.0, which includes PvE mode, which will be released Q4 of 2021, so stay tuned. There's going to be an AMA on Monday, and that's going to talk about all these features in a lot more, a big amount of detail. So I'm going to be following that and keeping you up to date with what happens in that. In the meantime, LEPVU exchange rate will increase by 10% every week to be in line with our initial design of Farm mode, and this will change to take effect on the 000 UTC on Monday the 27th. This means that at a specific time, the LEPVU exchange rate will increase by 10% for the first time, from 150 LE PVU to 165. Now that, and here's where the big uproar is, has been changed because the economy, because they didn't anticipate as many people joining and the impact that would have on the economy. A big problem. They've had to change that to be able to account for it, and it's huge. 500 LE will now equal 1 PVU. 5 times. You're going to earn 5 times as much to be able to get 1 PVU, which is crazy. I mean, if it stabilizes the economy, I'm all for these things. You've got to make these changes because otherwise the game will just die and people won't get any rewards at all. So we're gonna have to get used to that. And anybody who took the route of just grinding a 1 week, taking advantage of the week that we had, and then getting out and using your PVU to make some profit, you may have made the best decision there. So as stated, PVU Farm PV 3.0 will be coming out Q4, and Farm mode PvP will be coming out in the next month. You can transfer your assets. You don't have to do anything actually before the launch. The game will be shut down temporarily, and they will clone all assets currently existing on Farm mode to PvP mode. So before you do that, there is a question of is it worth purchasing some items now so that they are then cloned onto PvP? Because otherwise you're going to have to buy one and you'll only get one, right? So if you buy them now, they're going to be cloned. The marketplace is currently down, and they're fixing bugs, which will due to be up before this happens. So I've been thinking maybe it's worth investing in some plants now so that they'll get cloned onto that. Until the marketplace goes live, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do that. But I've already picked up one plant, so I've picked up one extra one. So I've now got 3 plants, and I was going to buy another more, but the thing is with PVU and the PvP mode is you need 8 plants to be able to battle, and you also need a world tree, and you're going to need some pretty good stuff to be able to compete, and that's going to set you back a lot because marketplace you're going to have to go to. Wow, look how many plants there are for sale. Is this fixed now? 25 PVU for a plant. If we go into mythics, lowest price is 90 PVU, which is about $400 for one of these, and then you'd have to buy 8, so you're going to need to invest 3,200. Is it 8 times 400? Yeah, $3,200 to purchase those 8 mythic plants. They're at the floor price, but you're not going to get the best ones because they're going to cost even more. And then you're going to have to buy a good, decent mother tree, which is going to cost even more. You know, Mythic on this one will set you back 200 PVU at minimum. So it's gonna cost you a lot of money if you want to compete in PvP. That's why I'm a little hesitant to invest in some of these plants, because I just don't think I'll be able to compete because they're not that good. But I mean, these are real cheap prices now. $80 to get involved in the farming mode, which obviously they've dropped because people just want to probably sell these off and get some PVU now that they can cash out of and make some profit on, or see some return of their investment. But it might be a time to get some bargains. It depends whether you're invested in the game and still going to play the PvP mode. I'm going to hold off and see what my situation is like in terms of funds, because as I said, I want to get some S fund, but I could just kind of go all in on this and purchase some really good stuff. Yeah, I'm not sure about it. It's highest price. I'm not going to buy any of those. But yeah, if you want to get in on this, there's some definite deals. 25 for 108 with, look at that LE output for 25 PVU. I mean, I'd buy that, but you can't buy it. It's not available. Is this fixed? Maybe the marketplace is fixed now. Let's scroll down, see the updates. The world tree is now available. There's no way I'm logging in. I missed this. Oh my god, I'm actually able to log in. God, I missed it all day yesterday. It just kept missing out. World tree. I've already claimed all mine. Just give it a bit of extra water. Let's get it to R6, guys. Yeah, we'll smash that. And yeah, I'm a little bit unsure whether to go in. But if you are going to play PvP mode properly, which is going to be a proper, you know, great game, I think. It's going to be great in terms of having an actual tower defense game that's like Plants vs Zombies. But it's a lot. It's a big investment. Now, the decision to change it from 500 to 1 is obviously a killer in terms of making some returns or money. But it does mean that people will be encouraged to do the 100 saplings for seed. It's going to be, there's more plants in the market. We're going to see the floor price drop, meaning people are going to be able to get in and actually play PvP for a cheaper price. Remember, these plants were going for $1,000 at the cheapest, you know, just 2 weeks ago. And now the floor price for one plant in the marketplace at a common rarity is 26 times 4, $100. So there's been a huge, it has meant this is more accessible for people to play, and people are going to be, you know, discouraged from making this transfer and selling off the PVU. They're going to be more encouraged to put their plant on the marketplace and trade for a sapling and save up the PVU that way, because it's actually going to bring in a better rate of exchange than the 500 to 1. This is going to increase weekly, so it's going to be 550 next week, then it's going to be 605 the following week. So it will become less and less lucrative to be able to do this. But at the moment, if you had 100 saplings and you traded it for, if you had enough PVU to buy 100 saplings and you traded it for one seed exchange, you'd be looking at a 400 to 1 ratio at the very base, the floor price of if it was a common. So if you sold it for 26, you know, you've technically, if you would have put it into the 500 to 1, you would have ended up with 20 PVU. Whereas this method, if you manage to sell your plant, you've got 26, an extra 6. And this is just at the floor. So it could be that you managed to get lucky and pull an uncommon. The floor price is it lower for that? Like 29, let's ignore this one. And then we've got rares, which start to increase to 39. And who knows, you could pull yourself a mythic, and that's where you can make a sweet $400. Which, if you've already invested, you know, say like gone via the route that we did last week, which is investing 100 max to get your first plant, then, you know, it could be that you pull this and make your returns in that one plant by selling it off. So is it still worth investing in? A lot of people have asked that question. I do think it's a big risk reward kind of game here, because if you see the PvP being a successful game which, based on Plant vs Zombies, you know, this game has had huge success. Tower defense games where you're fighting hordes of enemies, and also like the PvE element. You can have farming mode, PvE and PvP as ways to earn money, and now if you purchase these items, the assets are going to be duplicated, so you're going to have double the assets, technically speaking. And it'll be interesting to see whether when you duplicate them, whether you can then send those assets on that one to that one again to just fight in PvP, or whether they will count or the register and they'll say no, that was that one that you originally transferred. But we'll see how that works out. You know, this is a huge change, obviously, from the plan. I think what we were expecting, the direction we were thinking this was going to go, but starting it could be good. I think it means, you know, they've gone down that route of the farming, paid out a lot of rewards, and it has not left enough of a reward pool, I don't think, for them to open up PvP and for it to be attractive and lucrative. But having a new coin, new game, I think it could work. Potentially, yeah, like I say, high risk, but potentially high reward. And if you just want to be good at the game and rank highly and make money that way, then now's the time to invest. You know, I reckon about $5,000 would get you a really good squad here that you could compete with. But you're going to need A plants, you're going to need versatility in that, in terms of, you know, type advantages and what they do. Obviously, some have bleeding effects, some have straight up damage. You're going to have a think about what's good. Do your research on this one if you're going to invest in it, and you know, find out what's going to be a good team to build, because making these purchases now obviously is going to help you. Also down the line, these could become cheaper and maybe more affordable for us to be able to compete in PvP. But who knows? It's a difficult one. I am on the edge of making an investment into this, but like I say, I'm weighing up with S Fund and investing into that. I see that as probably more of the potential there. So I think the funds that I have, you know, the dollars that I have in spare to be able to invest into currencies, I think that's probably going to go into that. But I might pick up a few plants here and there just for the duplicate, to prepare for that. But let me know what you're doing, what your thoughts on this down in the comment section below. I'd be interested in. So that's all for this video. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. There's been so many changes this week that, you know, I thought I had to cover them all in one video. That's all for this one. If you have enjoyed it, please hit the like button, hit subscribe if you want to keep up to date with future content. And that's all from me. See you guys soon.